The story begins with a full girl. Ambition has confirmed mine at work, thanks to Tai. Consistency and not easily falter. Before any challenge on a. Normally when walking through the company hall, her eyes happen to meet someone. Men are so attractive that she cannot, leaving that eyes is not everyone else. Is the new manager of Ms. S team. Hun is not a stranger he used to be. Get a management position for another team. In the same company and Jay have heard the voice of him from before. From the beginning, Hun has made a strong impression on R. Is when he did not hesitate. Confrontation with his previous group leader. The reputation of her hang is often use the fund of the group for needs. Individuals are not as necessary as eating and drinking Jay. More admiring the bucket when he is strong. Boldly point out the errors of the body. Currently, leadership and integrity at lunch break are to notice. Always the focus of attention of many female copper. Career in the popular office of he shows through admirable eyes. Of them one day Sohun encountered one. The situation is not ironically you are worried. Sword package has been ordered, but unfortunately, write the group's name instead of my name, so bow. V has given the wrong package for due when opened. She discovered a thorn. Unique looks like a chain. Let the dog hurriedly come back to regain the ring. Neck and explain that it is for you. His pet dog, Moo. Sohun empty box again proved special concern. Especially, she doubted that something was secret. Hidden behind at that moment the box. Love falls to the ground and a gift voucher. For an adult toy to show immediately realized that this necklace, not for dogs but an item, related to BDSM. She was surprised. But still keeping this secret since the incident. With the necklace every time I see R compared. Hun seems to show anxiety and slightly losing my temper, especially when anyone, referring to words like pervert each time, hearing that he reacted in a way. Excessive as if someone is referring to the main. I passed by a week and Sun breathed a sigh of relief to realize no news. What is the strange rumor about him spread in? The company seems to have decided to keep the secret. Honey for him at night was story with a close friend. The Sohun network expressed his feelings and shares about my special personal preference. This friend is a profound understanding about private experiences. At the same time, Jay was walking and accidentally seeing yourself standing in front of a shop. Play adults in that moment. There is a fleeting illusion. The scene of the Hun bracelet on the neck. My day the next day, another strange event, occurs at Sohun's materials warehouse. Preparing to compose a message to send Jay, in which he wanted to thank for her holding close package and apologize if that was awkward for her, but before him, promptly send the door open and step into panic. Sohu quickly prepare a clown mask with one side. The lawsuit is often used in games. Gio's joke startled backward. But soon she realized, after the face of the mask is the two, looking at each other embarrassed, and then R does. Sun fell back and forth in a hurry to help her. He stood up and went to check the medical examination. Surely he was not injured after leaving the clinic. Thank you, Jay, for take care of him and sincerely apologize for trying in the warehouse in this conversation. Hesitating a little and then confessing about personality. My strong is easy to feel. Feeling overwhelming misunderstanding. Ms. Sohun, thinking that she was also interested in BDSM, as An suddenly confessed his interests. I and Ms. R quickly corrected that she meant about the strong personality, make others afraid, not because of any special hobby of the answer. She made Hun even more curious about her, and from there Jay start learning about BDSM to understand more about S-Kiss when Jay starts research. About BDSM, my best friend, small changes in the behavior of Jay, and quickly guess that Jay has feelings. With someone too advised her to pretend not know anything about Sohun's secret beliefs like so will help their relationship play naturally develop without being photo. Enjoyed by lightning one day the office, more bustling with eager atmosphere. Waiting for the upcoming animation festivals. Hun, despite realizing the embarrassment between him and Jay, decided to help her to prepare. The work for the festival hopes to soothe the tension between them, but R words denied. So Hun worried that she could, being uncomfortable or even disgusted. He because of his personal preference. This makes Sohun sad and bewildered, given that she was despising him at night. That day at the festival celebration, the atmosphere is full of joy and excitement because she was busy with work, and when she entered, the only vacant place is opposite Hun, where he has just been abandoned by his colleague. Together with the messy dishes or does not hide an uncomfortable appearance when seeing the scene. This cluttered statue is covered by negative thoughts. Misunderstanding. His expression and thought she was disgusting. He ended the J party standing by the road. Wait for a taxi to hear someone crying. Nearby she was surprised to realize that compared to Hun, the person crying red eyes and mirrors. The face clearly showed anxiety near him to comfort and know the original. The person makes him sad and drunk, confessing about the previous painful love affair. Hannah, who has been abandoned by him. Accept your special interests. Pain from that refusal, along with the thought that Jay also doesn't like you for me. Falling into a state of despair. Affirmed that she never said, consider or hate him for his hobby. Each person has personalities and departments. Like her own sympathy was comforted. You are very much and in the moment of contact. Sun Cave offered to her to join the department. Like your BDSM hope you will be a person. Leading Mr. R, though not familiar with that, this world still decides to learn more, to understand and closer than after the end. Emotional conversation with So-hun Jae. Decide to learn more about BDSM to have, can better understand the true self of he, while So-hun were also happy. Feeling that he finally found a person not only understands, but is also ready, accept your true self. The next day at the office, Jay called So-hun, the terrace, and gave him a pair of glasses. The referring that she will be the lead in this relationship, both agree. With a 3-month agreement, it is compared, Hun will obey the instructions of Jay, and if everything becomes too tension, they will use from the name of the name. Cartoon character at the relationship company. Their system progresses through the play, full of emotion and joy at one night. They decided to test a special session, especially at a hotel where Jay forced Hun must obey the command by asking him to bark. If you want to say anything but the sound. Surprisingly, from the next room, Sun jerked. I barked on, continuously causing Jay to be fast. Fast end of the game despite the incident. The funny part is exciting. Before the enthusiasm and cleverness of So-hun after that experience, R cannot hide your admiration for Hun, especially when he saw him show assertiveness in the confrontation. Directly with the leader from then on. Give him the attention and sympathy. Increasingly deepen the evening of So-hun. Invite Jay to a private restaurant for use. During dinner, So-hun suddenly gave her a pair of high heels, though not born. Her Japanese when Jay wonder compared to the prize. Like that you want to be the first. Give her this special gift. Sincere and sophisticated of So-hun. Make Jay extremely touched in the air. That intimacy came up with the idea of using high heels in the next game. According to them, and both immersed in intimate and happy moments. The next day of Jay's feelings for So-hun became deeper and deeper her best friend. Or noticed she often looked. Photo taken with So-hun and suggested that she should be strong to express her feelings for him. Meanwhile, So-hun is also more and more valuable. Love R, especially when she saw her dedicated and seriously at work, but one day the company's team was informed that Hannah trainees will officially become an employee and be given to Jay. In charge of this guidance makes comparison. Hun is uneasy when seeing Hannah regularly. Chat with Jay and jealousy of he increased when Hannah praised. Jay Koi's charm is serious. Can clearly show jealousy to Hannah. So Hun appointment R after work for tricks. His own story reminded her of an error, small in email, but how he said, the story with her is very gentle. The serious look he has for Hannah R quickly realized the jelly of Shun and decided to play to poke him by. The way to tell him to remove his back referred to punishing him, but instead of hitting, the bucket of her only hit the table next to the creation. Out a warning sound to see it. Should be strong and confident, So-hun felt again. A blend of sin and desire him to urgently scold Sinin. I even used heavy words too. A little bit of her anger is not only for him but also for the collector's leader. The tense moment between them was almost security detects both to find the place hidden in a dark corner of the literature. The room when coming home is still not read. The face when recalling the closeness between the two people and almost they had a kiss. Romance after that tense incident. So-hun start sharing more about life. Every day with R, try to coherence them tightly, more than both at work and in real life. They often secretly exchanged lights. It looks meaningful in the office, like the way implicitly expressed feelings without leaving. Colleagues recognize their relationship. Now it's no longer just games. Interesting that gradually becomes the attachment and sympathy in a mild play. Easily take care of the marks on the back of the bucket. Hun caused by the whip, right then the electricity. Thoi So-hun suddenly shouted with the call. From Hannah, his ex-girlfriend, however, So-hun decided not to answer and mind. The matter with Jay about this broken relationship. Explained that Hannah once criticized he is very much because of his personal preferences. He carried in many hurt and suspecting whether anyone really accepts. My true self, on the contrary, does not, just not judging but also encouraging him. Help him feel safe and be. She herself gently said that those games left in pain, but that is the way So-hun feels. Vivid. And understand the words of Jay makes So-hun touched and added, grateful for her tolerance the next day. Hannah contacted So-hun again. Meet him to talk, but this time, Sohun refused bluntly and instead take time to walk with Jay to escape. Busy life of the city, and that trip was naughty handcuff. Two people together let the lock in the car creates a dating. The cohesion is inseparable when coming home. Their goods were surprised to see two standing from afar. See two people in a state of being. Cuffs together, the air becomes tight. Straight when detecting termites. The relationship between them, but right now, Brikey. The courageous decision to express the feelings of I and ask them to officially become a couple, however. Obsessions from termites. The old relationship with Hannah made Sohun still cautious and cannot respond to the appointment. There is interrupted by an urgent call. The word or her voice panicked. Tell about a date that she just experienced. With a man with behaviors, rude and infringing or sharing, being in danger and son with LP. Run to the hotel to help her and body both come to the hotel with anxiety, settling and tensions filled with coming, where they discovered or make the other man and dazzled him. We protect ourselves again. This incident made R more ponder. About my relationship with Sohun. It was when she once bravely expressed her love. My feelings, while Sohun is also obsessed with memories of love with Hannah when he once opened his heart to share personal hobbies but being judged. And this hurt him, scared his termites. Relationship with Jay will end pain. As before the incident at the hotel, the atmosphere between JW and Sohun became heavy. The sense of the Sohun office is careful, more especially with my glass. Recognize this and remember the rules they, having set that day lull Sohun, that their last meeting is coming. She started preparing for a special evening, especially while Sohun decided to cook himself a delicious dinner to mark the key. The last concept, however, that night, suspected fried section when Hannah appeared in Sohun's door wants to resume the relationship. After experiencing another farewell, Sohun refused to say that he was waiting for Ra. Disappointed and angry, Hannah left and even happened to meet Jay when she came. No words are exchanged between two. The Hannah woman went straight out of the court. The house left the atmosphere tense when Jay step in and tell they continue the final play according to the agreement. Fun in the meantime, Sohun could not hide my true feelings, and in a touching moment, he was surprised. Kiss R, but R remind him to keep distance and restraint her emotions, to end this special relationship, to compare the freely find yourself at night. That day R left in a heavy mood, feeling nostalgic, and when returning home, she sobbed. Absence and disappointment after termination. Special relationship with Sun. The next day, Jay tried to focus on the work, to forget the memories of Sun. But everything is not surprisingly smooth. She received a series of strange emails from one anonymous source when checking her discovered. The sensitive recording of my Sohun was recorded by the recorder. That Han colleague practiced sneaking, hidden in Hannah office in the attack. Jealousy and anger secretly broadcast. Apply the recording to smear R and causing the whole office to stir up. The head of the cave immediately called Jay to explanation, and colleagues began to let go. The mocking made her feel humiliated, and the initial SD injury does not know what to know you can't. Sitting still, he decided to see Jay at house to apologize and encourage her, but she, refusing to meet you, feel too tired and painful because everything has occurred. The climax of the incident happened when both Hun and Jay summoned to the meeting room to face with the company's management during the game. The meeting became unexpectedly tense. Stand up to accept all responsibility and work. Open your feelings for Jay. Before everyone, Jay was extremely touched first. So Hun's courageous actions, holding hands and leaving the meeting room, left behind the gossip and not important. The consequences of the beginning of both. Think that I will be fired, but one act. Unexpected variables occurred while the recording of Jay is distributed. Then, internal conversations of the board. The company's leaders also accidentally leaked, make them lose face and cannot punish. Strictly SU Hun and R. The result is that they show salary reduction and temporary leave. The time when everything gradually subsided, Jay and Sohun continues their relationship, but this time is not just games. It is also a real love affair. They are happy. Let's share the moments together. Romantic, and especially Sohun found people can accept and love. I am unconditional, and Jay also feels receive sincere love from him. That Jay and Shun are not only attached to the work, it also builds a deep relationship. Sack outside the work they decided to catch. Top with new agreements combined. Love and respect for each other. The adventure is full of memories. They added this special affection. Ending the story is a lesson about accept and understand in love. That even each person has interests and different personality only needs footsteps. Fan and sympathy for love will overcome all barriers and challenges.